Did it work?
Yeah, but it went on Red.
Around?
It went on Reddit on. Okay.
Key points. Definition. Popular.
Vacation while appearing to be available to use techniques such as auto scheduling, emails, or carrying work devices. They connected. It's young amongst popular amongst young workers. 37% of millennials and 24% of Gen Z participants admitting that they take part in quiet vacations. These age groups often feel hesitant to formally request paid time off due to job insecurity and a work culture that discourages them. Complete disconnection.
Nah, but it is also like some of these things that I see on now threads.
Yeah.
Often these jobs are mean. They just don't give you days off. Like you ask like a couple weeks ahead, a couple months ahead, like, yo, I'm gonna be gone for this weekend. It's not even a whole week, not even a whole month. Just I'm gonna be gone for this weekend. And they come back with, yeah, sorry, bro, we cannot do that. We need you. What do you mean? It's in a half a year. But yeah.
But you think that's the issue? What?
Partly. But we can dive into that.
You want to start with your mans first?
Let's just start like we always start, like calm, relax. Don't.
Why are you so aggressive?
There's no need to.
Why are you so aggressive?
No.
I just asked the man a question.
No. There's no need to attack me or anybody.
That's not true.
Nobody's attacking you.
You're doing the attacking.
No, nobody's attacking. Can you please, for me, breathe in and out? Can you close your eyes
relax.
and breathe in and out?
Don't patronize us. Ridiculous.
All right. We are the three angry men. Oh, that I stumbled there for a second. I'm Jeffrey.
Try do it again. Do it again.
Fuck you.
You know we're gonna fuck you.
Fuck you. Why you need to fuck that up? All right. We are the three angry men. I'm Jeffrey.
Danke.
Oliver.
We're back together. All three of us. First of all, my guys, how y'all doing? How's life?
Good.
Good. Thanks for asking.
Very good. Weather's good.
It's about to be
Lower?
better.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this?
It's about to be better, right?
Oh,
Why?
Coming week.
Oh, the weather you mean? Yeah.
this shit has been trash. Like,
The weather's good. I'm be taking 2 weeks off work.
what you gonna
Coming.
do?
I don't know if I'm going. I'm thinking about going somewhere. I don't know where I'm gonna go yet. I know I'm gonna be off
Germany?
work. I might do Germany. I like Germany. Why? Why they ain't? Germany's dope. No disrespect Germany. Germany's dope.
I would never.
I might do Sweden. Could do Sweden as well. I'm looking around.
What's in Sweden?
Yeah,
A
what's
friend
there?
of mine lives in Sweden.
Okay.
I always do when I go on vacation. I mostly go somewhere I know somebody.
Okay.
Mostly.
I see.
The privilege of having
You becoming bigger.
international friends.
You becoming bigger.
I'm not becoming bigger.
Yeah.
I'm not becoming
Put your
bigger.
mic on
We're
something
working on
lower,
it.
yeah.
We're
Lower.
working on it. You know, trying to hit that gym, trying to do it right.
Mm-hmm.
Working on it. Consistency is key.
Yeah.
Can also.
Yeah, so good.
All right. And you, bro? You've been gone for a while. Like we've done
been busy.
episodes
How
with
was-
and
how
without
was-
you.
How was
Busy.
Denmark?
How's Denmark?
It's good. Actually, yeah. It's good.
You sure?
Better weather than here.
How long
so.
is it in Denmark? How you fly?
From Amsterdam to Denmark? It's 1 hour and 20 minutes.
Plane.
Yeah, plane.
Yeah, plane, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's
1 hour 20 minutes is reasonable.
a train ride to certain
Yeah,
places.
it's nothing.
Exactly.
You have to deal with the airport though. That's my thing. I'm not a fan of airports.
Evil, like. Just
But it's alright. It's alright.
No,
Airports.
the lines, especially now in the coming weeks, months, it's gonna be even more terrible because everybody's going somewhere.
Yeah, but it depends. If you go internationally, of course, you have to. That's a whole issue. But domestic flights.
People don't have money, so they
That
take
is
domestic
international.
flights.
Or it counts as domestic because it's Europe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right. Y'all doing good? Everything all right? Life is fine. Life is good.
How about
The
yourself,
peoples in your families are good.
though? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm doing good. I'm chilling. I'm cool. The weather has been depressing.
Why?
So
How?
that-
What's
just the
wrong?
rain, just not being able to go outside.
Where
and
have
do
you been
something.
at?
Yeah.
I mean,
It's been sunny with me.
no, it's been weird. It's been like 5 minutes of rain, 5 minutes sun. Like I don't know how to dress for that shit. I don't like
But
wearing
that's that's your biggest issue in life.
No, yeah, at the
You're
moment, yeah.
privileged, man. You're privileged. That's great.
You telling me you have bigger issues than this?
No, but I'm
Okay.
I'm talking about.
Don't
you.
come from me like that. Don't come from me like
Count your
that.
blessings, Jeff.
Don't come from me like that. Relax.
Count your blessings.
You're
I'm not coming
telling
for
me
you.
that we
I'm not
that
coming for
we
you.
that we
I'm
don't
not
have
coming
the
for
same issues like
I'm
this?
not coming for you, man.
Okay,
I'm not
okay.
coming for you.
No. Other than that, no. Everybody's healthy. Everybody's fine. So life is good for now. let's make sure that it keeps like this, stays like that for all of us, of course. Topic wise, I wanted to extend before we got there, but the guy that you guys don't like.
See, don't do that. See, that's no problem.
The guys we had an argument about.
You're already setting the tone.
Oh, but that's my job.
As if
no, hold up.
That's not our position.
No, hold up.
Not a stand.
Hold up.
Yes.
The way this shit goes. Let me explain this to you.
He's on one today. He's on something.
I antagonize.
I'm
I'm here to introduce stuff in the most annoying way. So you guys talk about it. He gets heated. And you ask him, so he gets even more heated, and then we make views.
I'm not heated today at all.
That's how this goes. I started off, and he starts going, and then you put more branches in that fire, and then we keep going.
It's not even that.
And then, if necessary, one of us gets heated also a little bit, and we argue.
I'm not even on that today, though.
We always argue with him. That's
why would you want to instigate all of this?
I'm not even on
That's
that
the
today,
purpose of this whole thing. 300 men. What are you talking about?
No. I like good vibes, good energy.
That's
talking about,
right now.
Yeah, no. On a serious note, Kendrick Lamar did a show together with DJ Head and DJ Mustard called Ken and Friends, Mustard and Friends, and DJ Head and Friends. They brought out, I don't know if it was whole of California or Compton or whatever, but a bunch of artists. Too long of a list to call out. A bunch of TD.
Boogie, right? Boogie was
Boogie was there. YG was there.
Okay. Mention some highlights.
Blast was there.
Okay.
Steve Lacy was there. It was a wide range of artists. So R&B, hip hop.
Was the Weeknd there?
No.
The Weeknd. Yeah.
No, this is California only.
Why would the Weeknd be there? What do you
I think I
Did you think the Weeknd was from California?
No.
Oh, okay.
You saw this as the Drake Enemy show.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh no, that's the next. That's coming. They're doing that one.
Probably that's
not yet. That's
well, the Weeknd wasn't there.
The Weeknd wasn't there.
Okay.
Future was not there. Metro was not there. Like it was really.
That one's also coming. You know that's actually.
Oh,
coming.
Metro is gonna do his own thing.
No, we know this already confirmed.
Yeah.
Future and Metro
are gonna do a show. I think somewhere in Canada at some point.
Oh yeah, no, but they are doing a tour. They're doing a tour for both albums.
That's stop.
Yeah. I'm sure they're gonna invite like Kendrick.
The Weeknd is expected to show up at that stop. Yeah, because of he's on the album.
Yeah.
So that's coming.
But this was framed and it was shown as a celebration or party for California, Compton, LA, that area.
A victory lap type of situation.
Half. So Kendrick's part was more like a victory lap kind of thing. The DJ Head and Mustard show was actually like a regular ass show where just a bunch of artists come. Actually pretty cool to just see new artists and just hear new shit. But also
that's pretty cool actually.
Yeah. But it was not, or maybe I'm too naive in this, but to me it was not framed as a victory lap kind of thing. The Kendrick part, 100% victory lap. He stood there as if he won the battle, and
well, he did.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like that was the show. But yeah, that was the thing. The internet on several places went a little bit crazy because of that. Because he performed Not Like Us 5 times. And he did not all the beef songs, most of them. He did not do the one where he talks to every family member. Meet the Grams. And
he did 616.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bong, man.
Yeah, and it was just a show. Was interesting. I think for me, some of the more interesting things is this was streamed on Amazon, and this is the latest in a couple shows, concerts, events, type things that are being streamed / made movies for later consumption. And it seems like this for the bigger artist is the new model or way to go, kind of. But yeah, that kind of thing. I know you guys did not watch anything, maybe clips.
I saw some clips.
Yeah. Thoughts, things, or do you want to move on to another
bits and pieces?
I'll start with my man's.
I know you guys had some thoughts on Kendrick and
my thought is I don't care too much. I saw the video clips, and you actually also shared a link to the whole concert. How I feel about this kid? Yeah, like he's
this kid.
Yeah, no, like Kendrick. I don't know. So what I think about Kendrick?
Disrespectful.
No, Kendrick has in the past, right? In the past is those the years he was being formed, right? So Good Kid, Mad City, Pimp the Butterfly. I was feeling him. He was that artist to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning, the what I felt like he embodied hip hop. Like that was always the talk. Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake, right? And after that era of Kendrick, he just delivered disappointment on disappointment on disappointment, right? So this concert and the way it was set up and the music he's playing also shows that he hasn't delivered anything of any value except this battle he won, right, against Drake.
That's a wild statement. Okay,
incorrect statement. Well, go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, no, but it's true. But it's true, factual. Like
I don't think it's. If you say it's the biggest thing he has delivered lately or in his career up until now, yes. The only thing.
No, I'm not saying the biggest thing he has delivered in his career. Period. Right. What I'm saying is, after that era, right?
You mean
he has delivered nothing of value to me.
Okay.
To me. And this was basically shown in this during the concert, because if you listen to every single track, it's from that era.
Yeah.
What is it? Where is this?
That and the diss tracks.
And the diss tracks.
That was the whole show.
Yeah. That's
the early shit and then the diss tracks. Look, man. Look. To me, this is, first of all, you don't do this show if that beef doesn't happen. That's my first thing. So the show is happening.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So all you artists that are up there and getting this little look and this little shine, just send a nice little thank you note to Drake for giving you this whole. Nobody's even coming to this. Nobody's even watching this, right? If this beef didn't happen, nobody's even watching this.
It's true.
I'm tired of you. See, let me tell you something.
There's enough people that.
No. You are lying. Get the fuck out of here.
There's enough people.
He doesn't sell that stadium out if this beef doesn't happen.
Oh, he does.
You are nuts.
With his state before, he sold stadiums out like this before already. He would, and this is even with other people, even easier to sell out.
Listen, I'm saying that the fact that this thing is trending and to get it on Amazon ain't just taping some regular
100%,
show.
yeah.
To make it this thing that he's made
yeah.
doesn't happen if this beef doesn't happen.
No, that part, yes.
Right?
That part, yes.
Now, the thing that makes this a thing is this fucking, you perform that song 5 times and then you performed Euphoria, I think also more than once.
No, I don't know.
Or did you perform it only once?
I think once.
Still, the two biggest songs you have maybe in the last 10 years, maybe even your entire career, are just off beefing with my guy. That's crazy. To me, that almost proves everything that Drake keeps saying.
Yeah, but
your
honestly,
only way you can get relevant is to beef with me. The beefing with me is what is you reinvigorating your entire career just off beefing with me.
Yeah, and if I do that and I make the money and then I reinvigorate my career. So what is the problem with that?
You will never be him. You will never be him.
And that's fine.
That's what this showed.
Yeah, but that's a different argument. Okay.
That's what this showed. Okay, when I look
that's a different discussion.
But then let's move into that. No, let's move into that.
That's a different. Yeah.
Why is he mad?
Listen, that my theory is, right? And it's a tale as old as time. It's very common.
Yeah, it's common.
You have two kinds of people. One is the pure artist who cares about the art and cares about the culture. The other one is the commercial one. The commercial one is going to have more success. The pure artist is envious, angry, frustrated, whatever you want to call it, that their pure art is not being appreciated on the same commercial level, even though it should be because it's better. You have this in film. You've had this always in music.
Always.
You have this in film. It's a big thing. Indie filmmakers are always like, it's Martin Scorsese talking about the Avengers and Marvel movies, saying this shit's for kids. It's some bullshit, right? That's what I see in him is someone, and you see that, and I'm not just guessing it. He said it almost. He's pretty much said it
multiple times.
In his diss tracks, he said it in the context. He said it many times. I make music that electrifies him. You make music that pacifies him. I'm the pure artist who's trying to do something blah 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 blah. And you make songs about hands on your knees, and you get more shine than I do, I think that frustrates him.
100%.
I think he doesn't like it, and I think
I think
it culminated when you culminated with all the other stuff. It's not just that, of course. But you culminated with the back and forth, the years that have passed, what Drake has become versus what he's the whole thing. I think this all came out all together in this moment. That's where we get those diss tracks from. And listen, we're not taking it away from him. He did his thing. He won. His songs were better. His execution, everything's better.
Not all of his songs though, but yes.
His songs were not really, but the way the song, they were not. No, let me correct myself. They weren't better songs.
Execution,
but the execution of the angle he took with the songs was better. Yes. The planning was better. That was better. You won. Good. You got it.
Yeah.
But now when I watch this, it just looks to me, it's a victory lap that's kind of sad.
Salty.
It's a very salty sort of victory lap. It comes off as like you won. You're still upset. Like you seem still angry, even though you won.
Yeah, because
which to me just goes, okay. So what do you want now?
But does that not make sense? Like if he really is angry, like you say in your theory, which I think I agree with you on. He sees himself as the more pure artist, and the other one is the more commercial artist, and he wants the commercial artist to go away, and the commercial artist did not go away. So what are you gonna do then? Be salty and do more shit to be salty. The good thing for him is that he did not release more songs, because any more songs that we talked about this would make him very salty and would destroy his favor with the crowd that he has now gained.
I don't know that.
I think if he did one more, if he did a couple more diss songs, like one or two more, people would say, all right, stop. So he stopped, but what people will allow, if you perform the songs that are there again.
He has to perform the songs because they're the two biggest songs he's had in his whole career, probably. And that's, I'm sorry, something about that is, I'd be more pissed if I were him. That would piss me off a little bit. So I find that something about that to be annoying. Like the two biggest songs of my career is dissing the dude I hate, right? And they're really big because a lot of other people hate the dude. That's really why they're big.
I do not know if they're the biggest songs, but they are currently the biggest songs. So
they're currently the biggest. I'm going to give you the two of the biggest.
Two of.
Name, okay, let's do it. No. Can we see, you want to, I'm coming for you today, right? I'm off this. I was on a good vibe. I'm off it now. Let me tell you something. Mention two songs that he has that are bigger than Not Like Us.
All right.
Right.
No?
Then Not Like Us? No, it's not. No, it's not. You know that's not.
If it's not bigger, it's right there or maybe just below.
It's below it.
It's one of them. Right?
It's below it. It's below it. Mind you, All Right came out like 15 years ago. This shit came out 2 weeks ago.
I'm not disputing that this is the most recent one.
All Right also didn't have the success that Not Like Us had. I'm very certain of that. It didn't have the success that Not Like Us had. Because Humble didn't even have the success that Not Like Us had. And Humble was a bigger song.
Yeah. Humble would have been the second, maybe the
if
one
you're
with
talking his
maybe
top
the one
five
with
biggest,
the one with Rihanna.
About his top five biggest songs, Euphoria and Not Like Us would make up two of the probably slot number 1 and 2.
I'm not disagreeing.
Or maybe 2 and 3 or something like that.
I would not be disagreeing.
That's crazy though.
That is not good at all.
Listen.
That's not good at all.
That's oh, and then like that. If you count like that, then it's 3.
Like that.
Then it's 3. So 3, come on.
Feature. But yes. No.
It just comes back to...
I'm not against you on this. I'm kind of with y'all.
What could you do?
But All the Stars.
That's the SZA.
That's SZA.
That's SZA and Money Tree.
Money Trees is huge.
Money Trees
was
Money Trees.
Money Trees probably one of that's probably my favorite song.
That's his biggest one.
I like J-Rock a lot.
Yeah, but keep in mind, Money Trees came out well over a decade ago. You're counting all the numbers. People have been playing it since then. You have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, no, but
this just came out.
Even with that,
a month ago.
Yes, you're right. It's the biggest song, the biggest 2 songs right now.
If they're not the 2 big, let me put it like this. Yeah. If they're not the 2 biggest songs of his career, they will be in about a year from now.
100%.
Because they just came out.
And the way they keep...
The way it's going.
And if he didn't do this show like this, it would not be... Like, now it's going to be even bigger. He's doing it himself. And there's for some reason he's trying to do it, maybe. Like, I really think the theory and the idea that has been going around that he's about to drop something soon is true.
I don't care.
No, but this might be like, okay, keep my name in the...
It's a big boost.
People will keep my name in the boost.
I wouldn't have listened to it. Now I will. I don't think I'm gonna like it, but I'm gonna listen to it.
I think at this point,
I'm looking more forward to what I think, and I've said before. I think that what Drake is gonna drop next is gonna fucking break the internet.
I hope, because
everybody wants to hear
what he dropped with that feature was not good.
Yeah, that's not serious.
Yes, but
when he drops, I mean, a project of his own.
I'm waiting for that. I want to hear that.
I want to hear what he has to say.
I want to hear that, and I want to hear him actually put effort into that rather than what he did in that feature. And I assume that he's going to put effort.
Wagwan Delilah? You didn't like Wagwan Delilah?
It was hilarious, but nah, don't do that now. You could have done that any time.
It wasn't the right time, but I did like it.
It was horrible timing. The song is also just... I like that Delilah song, just the original version. This was not the vibe.
Oh my God, get a shit off, man. Get a shit
off. This was not the vibe.
No, but the show... I've accepted that people see something in him that I just don't see. I've really tried. I've really tried.
And that's fair. There's multiple artists that I don't see it with. So, yeah.
The funny thing is, people say, oh, you haven't listened to this. I've listened to every album this man has ever dropped. All of them. I've listened. So it's not like I'm talking about an artist that I don't know. I've listened to every album he's ever dropped. All of them. The whole song. Everything. I just go, yeah. He's good. Early, like he said. Early on, genius. Early on. For me, it's even... I go to Section 80. I think that's still probably his best project ever, is Section 80, in my opinion.
I do think the one after...
Good Kid, Mad City?
Good Kid is also very good.
It's also very good.
Butterfly, yes. I think Pimp the Butterfly was his... I think his master...
For me, it was Mona Lisa. Untitled Remastered.
Which one? Oh.
That was also...
Yeah.
Okay. But it was an extension of To Pimp a Butterfly, but I agree. That era was great. This latest tape, I honestly don't dislike it, but I also don't love it.
The latest tape was horrible.
I don't love it. It's good. I think it's all right. It's not great. It's not the worst thing ever.
It was.
It's not the worst thing ever.
Not to me.
Listen to how you're describing it.
The latest tape
but the latest tape I've heard worse. You
have not.
There's way worse shit outside.
You have not heard worse. You have not heard worse. The latest tape was horrible.
There's way worse rappers than that.
Yeah, but that's hold on.
No, there's way worse music.
Hold on. I'm not letting me do this.
No, go.
We can always do. Oh, there's someone who I can rap worse. We're talking about your Kendrick Lamar. You're an elite level hip hop artist, so that's what we're comparing. We don't put him anywhere else. I don't think ever heard anyone at that level drop an album that I thought was that bad. Not in a long time.
I don't think it's that bad.
I have not heard
the way you categorize it. I don't think it's that bad.
Disappoint me that badly. That's my point.
I'm gonna add to that.
Okay, that I can understand. That I can understand.
I'm gonna add to that because think about it. Like if you call yourself him, right? I am him, and then you deliver such projects. Like you can't.
Baby Keem got him out of here. You think I was joking? The best verse on that album is from Baby Keem.
And I agree.
That was on Savior.
I still agree.
Smoked it.
I just thought the other shit was not that bad as you think, but that's fine. That's fine.
No, I'm happy for him. I think if I'm Kendrick, I lock in with DJ Mustard. We drop a whole album, just me and
I would not be surprised if that is the vibe.
Just me and Mustard, not like us as the single. We go crazy. I get it. Listen, do what you have to do. Yeah, make your money, go do your thing. I get it. Let him do his thing. He's found. See, this is what Drake. I said this about the Meek Mill beef. Y'all disagree with me. Drake helps people find themselves by beefing with them.
I don't think that happened with me.
Okay, no.
A lot. His best work came after the beef.
Give me that take.
Nah,
Meek Mill's best work. His best work came after the beef. Championships.
You mean going bad?
DC4 championships. That was some of his best work after. Come on, that's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. And it's the same.
I need to go back to championships and DC4 then.
Championships, I think, is easily Meek Mill's best album.
Yeah, championships.
That's easily his best album in my opinion. Yeah. Still. That's right after the beef.
You had the Jay-Z collab with Rick Ross.
Yeah.
You had the Drake collab.
It was an amazing album. But even his songs, Oodles and Noodles on there, Cold Hearted Part 3, it's an amazing project. Yeah. That's after the Drake beef.
People liked the intro. I didn't like the intro as much as everybody did, but
it was also right after the beef.
Yeah.
Now this dude,
I need to listen, but
we haven't heard shit from this dude in 10 years. And now there's beef. Now you. Why? Okay. Why didn't the Not Like Us song? You could have. Why DJ Mustard is right there. Why you never make that before? Why you never made a song like that before? Or at least not in 10 years. You can make that song just without the disses.
I do not have that.
Why couldn't he wake that up? Where was it? I don't get it. Where was it? Where was it? I don't understand.
But everything you're telling me now,
Drake come in now. You wake up.
Everything you're telling me now lets me know that this man hates Drake to that degree. Mm-hmm. That's the only thing I'm sure of here.
And that's what I'm saying. People hate Drake, and it wakes them the fuck up.
There's something that Drake. Probably what you say is also true, but I assume there's something else that Drake has done to a lot of these motherfuckers in the game that is pissing them off.
Fucking people's girls. That'll piss a dude off.
And it's still... No. My guess is that is something like he did.
Then it was never your girl, man. It's just your turn.
That is my philosophy. But
just your turn.
These dudes be functioning differently. These dudes be functioning differently. These have different rules. That's my philosophy.
It's different rules.
These dudes be telling themselves.
It's different. No, but he did something.
But how could you listen? How could you? Social media. You're one of the biggest artists, right? Like even Ricky Rose, right? Sitting up with with a girl, right?
First mistake.
Social media.
First mistake.
This is my new girl, right?
First mistake.
So you don't know whether she's loyal. You don't know. You do not know to what extent.
Bro, it's your new girl. You're in love. You see her.
What do you mean love? What do you mean?
It's pop. No. It's your new girl.
Why go?
You just know her. You're happy. You do dumb shit.
Why go public like that if you don't know certain things? Like there's a certain caliber of women you should date. I think when you get to that level,
we're different. We would not post that shit anyways in early stage. Like, come on, the three of us would have never done that. Like, we're not gonna do that. Like, it's them. They like to do that shit. Stupid. They like to. Oh, I've dated you for like 2 weeks. Let me post you on this shit. And is the blind, what do you call it? Pink cloud, whatever word thing people have for that. It's what they do. And then you got a dude like Drake who does not care or respects you in any kind of way.
No, he doesn't do it, but then he goes and gets your girl.
Yeah. He invites them to his concert and brings them on stage or brings them to the backstage and the girl's gone. Or he serenades them from the balcony or something. He did that to, I think, Ross's girl or something like that. One of those things. He brought her out to the show, gave her tickets, and then sang to her while she was standing. Like, no.
Yeah, that's sad. That's just sad.
But that just, all this to me shows there's a real hate for this man.
It was also funny that people kept saying like, oh, there's something to be said about a guy who keeps fucking everybody's girl. And I'm like, but there's also something to be said about those girls, you know? Yeah. And like, it's just really easy to pin it on him. But it's like, from my understanding, this is all happening voluntarily and consensually. But okay.
Everybody's avoiding that, and we should as well.
Yeah, I know. It's like, all right.
Okay.
He's going after the girls. Yeah, but they're going along with it.
Fair.
So, yes.
All right.
Let's
Sure.
No, but I get why they're avoiding it.
For the first time, Jeff, I agree with you. I completely agree with you. Yeah.
It's only no. You got a bunch of rappers with cases like Mans. Like, what are you gonna do? You gonna say something and get yourself in? Nah, okay. Leave it go. Let it go. Just go after the Mans that is messing with your ex. That's all you can do.
No, it's sad, man. It's sad.
No, but this show, like, besides, and I, to a big degree, and I'm almost with you guys there, I agree. It's not the greatest of looks to do it like that, but the show itself, as just a concert, entertaining to watch. But if you dig a tiny bit deeper and just look at, okay, the optics of this, maybe not the greatest. It's partly nice to see an area come together and do a show for itself. But the question then becomes, could you guys have not done this for yourselves without this catalyst? Could you just not do a show for California just for the fuck of it?
That's my whole problem with this. This whole, you had all you didn't have no ideas before this beef. You couldn't come up with nothing. I just don't understand. That's what he's saying. It's so disappointing. It's like, wait, so you could have done it. You just didn't do it. That's what this is. It's like, wait, so you could just...
but
Huh?
Because if you look at it as just a concert for the area, just we want to show artists from the area, we want to give love to this city, this state. Actually, just a cool show. It's just a cool show where you see underground artists, you see the bigger artists, and you see one of the bigger artists of the area. You see Dre come and do a couple songs. Like, it's cool. If you look at the catalyst, you start thinking, this was what you needed? Like, the last couple years, you could have... could you not have all these rappers that you bring out, all these rappers and singers on TDE and other labels, you could not have done a feature with them? You cannot...
yeah, it's just like...
As a show, as a singular show, just pure entertainment value, entertainment, as soon as you dig tiny bit deeper, you start thinking, okay, yeah, fun that you Victory Lap, but then, you could have done this 10 years ago.
We also have to be clear that this was a massive success. So we maybe didn't like it, but it was a massive success.
No, I like it, but the optics, yes. But it was a success.
It went viral. I saw even CNN post about it. There was a lot of people were there. It worked. It was a massive success. It was huge. Good for him. Great. So
it's good for terrific. LA. Good for everybody who was in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sure everybody who performed got a couple extra streams on Spotify and a little bit of extra cash. So hey, all good for everybody who was involved. I'm just curious what he's going to drop after. I think you're right. He should do now a thing with Mustard and continue on with that. But I'm also curious about what Drake is doing. That Wagwan Delilah was not it, but I'm sure, knowing that man, he has some other shit in the tuck that is pretty cool.
I am excited about whatever Drake's got.
That's what I'm actually most excited about. Yeah. That's what I want to hear.
We'll see. You had another topic that you were just... What was that?
New work trend is
that
ravaging the streets of the workplace. Quiet vacationing is a new trend amongst particularly millennials and Gen Z. And basically, the trend involves employees taking time off without officially notifying their employers while maintaining an appearance of working remotely. So this is the thing, really, the remote work is really what's bringing this about. The trend is gaining popularity. Most people feel anxious about taking official time, because you can take time off. But they feel anxious about doing that due to the workplace environment. So they feel like if they take time off more often, they're more likely to get fired. So instead of taking the official time off, they just work, but then they take time off unofficially by just not really working.
Before we get into this, have y'all seen any of y'all colleagues quiet quitting?
Quiet quitting? That's another one.
Yeah. Have y'all seen that?
What's quiet quitting?
Where they slowly bow out. They slowly do less. They slowly put less and less effort in, and then they are already looking for new jobs or doing new jobs altogether sometimes before they actually quit. Have y'all seen that with colleagues and people around you?
Yeah, but of course, like you see it, I think, everywhere, and especially if the job market's,
couple
it's
years
working in your advantage. Yeah, of course, people would position.
A couple years ago,
like
when everybody was getting hired for whatever, you saw it a lot.
Yes, exactly.
Like, I saw some people just they barely did anything anymore.
They care less.
Yeah, not even. It was not even really caring. It just didn't do shit, and then just dipped. Just dipped. Like as soon as they got something, dipped for double or triple the money. Sometimes somewhere. Yeah. Quiet vacationing. I've not seen. I do not know how to recognize that.
I think that's the
more common.
That's the more common one.
Yeah, here's what I'll say.
Give me some examples.
So it started off. I think the whole thing started off. I think during COVID, because people had to work remotely, right? From that point on, this hybrid type of working was more accepted in broader. Like in different countries and in different companies, right?
Yeah.
So you work hybrid in a hybrid way. So a few days, let's say 2 out of the 5 days, you work at the office, and the rest of the days you work at home, right? So your manager or the company you work for can't monitor you like that, and they use certain data.
Yeah,
for
but
instance,
that I don't count as quiet vacation.
No. Wait. What do you mean? What?
Like during a normal 8-hour day that you work from home, and then you say, fuck it, I'm taking an hour to go to the gym or something.
That is quiet. That's also quiet
that's what I was
vacation.
gonna say.
Do they count that as quiet vacation?
Yeah. But because look, what I was gonna say is
I've
that
been
a
doing
lot
that
of Watch it.
Watch it, man.
What I was gonna say, never me.
No, but
I work overtime.
I work overtime.
No, but we allow it.
overtime.
We allow it. We have.
We have
even
policies. More productive when I work.
We have
at
policies that
Yeah,
say,
but
hey,
listen,
if you need to go to the dentist, fine.
I think a lot of the stuff has been happening for decades. Just now they're giving these names to it. And they're making it.
I don't know if
they're
I
turning
like
it
these
into
names.
TikTok. Yeah, they're turning it into quiet quitting. People have been. It's called just fucking. People have been doing that for decades.
Like,
I don't really feel like working here anymore, but I need to pay my bills, so they just sort of slacking off. Same thing with this quiet vacationing. Motherfuckers just take time off, time out. You know what I mean?
I don't
take
like
a day where they really.
I don't like the naming
forever.
of things.
They just give it names now, and it become TikTok trends.
The naming of things is snitching.
Huh?
Why are you mentioning it? We were doing it already, and nobody was talking about it. So we could have done it without nobody saying. And now you're mentioning it.
So here's my take on this. I think that the naming of it is actually not so much, even though it seems like it's coming from the employees. I think it's actually more beneficial. It's coming from the employer perspective. I think employers are actually trying to put more and more of a name on these type of things to be able to tackle down on it. Because the other part
you
of
put
this,
in a contract then and so
exactly. The other part of this story is not how you have more and more companies that are using more and more, in my opinion, dystopian measures to make sure that people are always working. Where the whole thing, the trick that they mentioned here is that people are moving their mouse to seem like they're still online.
That's some sick
Why
shit
that's
as
a
well.
thing? Why is that a thing? It's a thing because your screen is being monitored, right? And they're actually looking at whether you're online or not,
or
how you click, how productive you are. I was at a business conference recently, and they were talking about how in certain companies they're using measures where in Zoom calls they're using AI to look at your face expressions
to see if you're looking at the
to see how you're looking, how engaged you are. And they're using apparently there's companies where they're using AI in more and more of those manners to actually judge
to evaluate
evaluate your performance. Yeah. So when you have your evaluation conversation, they've used technology to actually look at how enthusiastic you are and how engaged you are.
If I do all those things. I'm jiggling my mouse and whatever, but in the cases that is necessary and in the projects, excelling. Thanks to me, everything is being done. It's ideas, but I do take my breaks and everything.
Going crazy.
I do take my breaks and everything. Like I do jiggle my mouse. I do look at something else. I look at YouTube videos while in a stupid call where somebody's saying the same thing for the 50th time, and that's not fair. Then, if I make you money that way,
but look, let's do this.
Let me claim a little bit back in my way.
Let's set a little bit of context because this is an American thing.
Yeah.
And the work culture in America and here is literally, it's not completely different. It's like night and day. It's not even close.
Americans are like sick.
American work culture and productivity is on a whole different level compared to if you look at European work culture. We're lazy to consider to them. Yeah. Right? There's also even these memes where they make the difference between where you're working with an American venture capital firm versus a European one. And like you can't even call a European ones. You call them, I'm on vacation, fuck off. Yeah. They're like in America, that's not a thing. So there is really where you have this thing where people feel like you get paid time off, but the employer's expectation is actually that you don't ask for it. Whereas in the Netherlands, they really come after you to use it because there's really like laws and rules where the company is going to be judged and looked at if their workers are not taking their paid time off. It's actually a thing. Like I know at my company, they're actually very diligent. I just said I'm taking 2 weeks off.
Somebody told you.
My manager can even say, "Hey, you have too many hours. You have to take them.
Get the fuck out."
Because they actually get in trouble if they get.
It's enforced. Basically.
It's enforced. They get in trouble. Like management comes to them like, "Hey, your department, no one's taking their paid time off. You have to sort that. Like people have to take their paid time off." There, that's not a thing. It's almost the other way around. Sort of you're a champion to not. You're to not take it off. So people are then gonna cut corners in other ways.
Yeah.
Right? So that's
although this reminded me of something I was reading this morning. In European countries, they're also starting to do this kind of shit. Greece is introducing a 6-day work week everywhere.
A 6-day work week?
Yeah.
That's funny because I
6 days
the other way around. Yeah. That's what I've been hearing is getting popular. 4-day work week.
No.
There's a company. There's a company here. Yeah. I forget which company it is.
AFAS.
That's what it was. 4-day work week.
They do 4 days.
The insurance company,
Greece,
right?
they going 6.
Yeah.
It was the insurance company.
No, they are an insurance and
yes, but it's
accountant.
So it's an insurance company that.
Is it insurance? I think they do accounting.
Anyways,
the company says
4-day
work week instead of 5-day work week.
Official.
And then
that's the Netherlands.
Yeah. But that day you have to. They're not going to monitor you. But they want you to use that for either working on yourself and development, etc. Those type of things. But you're
which I think
free.
I personally think is a brilliant idea. No, let me tell you something.
You think people are going to do that?
I think it is.
I think you might be surprised how many people would do that.
Yeah.
I think you might be surprised how many people would do. I would do it.
I would do it.
I do that already.
But that's different. You would do it. I would do it. I think you would do it as well. Definitely.
Yeah, but development is broad, huh? Development is broad. Development is broad.
I know some people.
But development is broad. If you're watching, watching YouTube videos about business in your industry is also development.
I don't think.
If you're a UXer and you're watching videos about the newest UX tools and newest developments, that also counts. Why does that not count?
They will be in the park.
What?
They will be in there?
They will be in the park.
Jeff, that's the point.
You're just drinking some beers.
But you don't trust your workers, though. Like
no,
there's no trust.
No, my colleagues are great. My colleagues are great.
There's no trust. There's literally no trust.
My colleagues are great. It's some other people I know.
Listen, Greece introduced a 6-day work week. I think this is crazy.
Yeah.
I think
a little bit of context though.
No, yeah, give me context.
A little bit of context. Greece, we know Greece, more a vacation country. Or not vacation country. People go there a lot for vacation.
Tourism, yeah.
So a lot of tourism. So a lot of restaurants, a lot of horeca, a lot of hospitality.
Is very dependent on
that kind of stuff. So a lot of people already work a lot of hours. What they did though is basically ratify and make it more legally fair. So now
people were already working 6 days a week. They just made it official.
Yes. And they gave a couple extra rules. Like if you work on a Saturday, Sunday, you get a little bit of extra money. If you work on holidays, you get a little bit of extra money.
Okay, that's different.
But they made it also so that people can have a full-time job and a part-time job. So going up to like 80 or more hours in a week.
It's not mandatory, right? It's just that introducing regulations, and you're not forced to work 6 days a week. A company can also just have a company can still say I'm doing 5. My company
a company could say 5 days, but they also
they're allowed to do 6.
They're allowed to do 6, and they only have to mention it to you that they're going to do 6 with 24-hour notice. So the next day you could already be working 6 even though the last couple of years or whatever. So they made the rules very much in favor of the employers.
If your entire economy has failed twice, I think this is...
It's not weird.
This is inevitable.
But this is the kind of stuff that is happening also in Europe.
But does anybody know something about like the productivity in Greece? And
they're hella productive. When it comes to tourism and everything,
very productive.
No, they're not.
Very productive.
When it comes to tourism, these countries and
that's not productivity.
No, that's not productivity, man.
If you guys mean like output of resources and of
we're not measuring
products.
Because what you don't. They're successful in tourism, but that's not productivity. That's the weather. You have to.
If you count it like that, yeah, sure. If you count it like human activities being used for work and it's being profitable, yes, people are working.
Productive. The most I know, and I know that one of the most worker productivity is highest in America. That's that I know. Or if you in the Western world, if you go to Asia, they're not different. That might be a different thing. I know that in Europe, the Germans are the most productive, and I think it's mostly Northern Europe before you get to Southern Europe, where the productivity is just lower.
Which
in terms of worker productivity, that doesn't mean
I might go on a different tangent, but which is interesting because in Northern Europe they have the least amount of hours, and they do. They're very strict about not working during. And in America, they have the most hours, which is the exact opposite. What are you?
Worker productivity, right?
Yeah, mention it like we're on an audio broadcast.
What I'm seeing here is that let's see. if you look at this, I think Norway has the.
But what do they count as productivity? Like what are you seeing there? Because I'm not seeing. How's it defined?
Related, no, latest FDI.
But again, Norway highest productivity. They work least amount of hours and are very strict with their work rules and how much an employee can do.
So what does it mean?
Last meaning, I think. So the numbers are
the last time that they counted,
right? Exactly. So previous years versus now.
Okay, and what does higher mean? For more green.
More green meaning they're more productive.
Higher productivity.
Higher productivity.
Got it.
And if I'm scanning through it really quickly, so the Eastern Europe countries and Norway, let's see, Scandinavian countries are more productive. It says yes, and it says that Greece is one of the more productive ones, but I mean,
it's not top, but it's more productive than the other Mediterranean countries. But maybe it is.
The thing is, the model in Scandinavia versus Greece, for instance, right? I think in Scandinavia, they're more lenient when it comes to free days, etc. Like they're more flexible. I think
you get off.
Yes.
Like weeks. No time after.
No, exactly.
After 4 or something done. Nobody is allowed to even send your email.
As Oliver said, right? And I think in Greece it's a different way of working because you have the weather. They
just outside. They just working the whole day outside.
When it's very sunny the whole day, right? You're not working in this like the burning sun every single day.
This is anecdotal, but I remember talking to a couple people who worked in Greek hospitality. They said like, "Yo, I just work a summer." Like that 6-week period, they work insane hours. Rest of the year, they don't need to do shit because they make all the money in that little time of the year. So probably that's also why 6 days a week makes sense for them. Maybe do even 7 days a week.
6 days of work week, and then
you make like a year salary in that 6 months of hot period, hot summer. A lot of tips, hospitality obviously, and then the rest of the year you just chilling off.
I think this is highly dependent on industry. Yeah. Which what economy you're talking about, different kind of industries.
As soon as you do office work, it's different.
But I am more pro it's even at our company it's the same thing. It's like, do you really need I forget what it was. There was this research that was done a couple of years ago. It was really popular where someone really proved that most companies would be more efficient. Yeah. If you made them only do 4 days a week, they would actually become more efficient because you would have to get the thing done in 4 weeks. And then suddenly you would see that you could. It's like with yourself. You can, yeah. But there's even...
I see with working from home.
Exactly. I was going to say, there's actually a name for this. There's a principle for everything, but there's a principle.
There's a Dutch guy that actually came up with this 3-day work week or 2-day work week. Yeah.
No, but even...
He's a historian.
But I was going to say there's a principle even in the more general sense for even as individuals. If you give yourself 5 hours to do something, you're probably going to take the whole 5 hours to do it, even if you could have done it in 1. Yeah. But if you only give yourself 1, then you'll do it in 1. See what I'm saying? So it's the same. It's the same thing, and that's why this is where if managers knew how to manage, managers knew how to manage, you would get these. You would see these type of things. Like you want to. Give people as much time as they need, but if you give people too much, they start overdoing things. They start making up stuff. They make it take a lot longer than it needs to be.
This whole thing is actually this whole thing is just managers don't know how to manage, and that's because of that they need to have more people than they need. They need to have more time than they need, and etc. Because a manager does not know how to get people in the right places or tell people what to do or just rally the people. It costs so much extra money and effort and time. I assume, and this is just the image I have, that in America, like a lot of people just are managers for weird, random reasons, and they do not really manage people. They just plant people in. They just get stupid. The person
who is most likely to become a manager is the person who is the best with
people skills.
And that doesn't mean necessarily that you're good at
management skills, which is two different. There's overlap, it's not the same thing. Overlap is not the same thing.
Like it's a.
But being a good manager, I think that's a whole different conversation. I think when we're talking about people being not really acting in the best interest of the company, right? For instance, like doing the clicks, etc., like trying to surpass, like doing.
Is that not in the best interest of the company?
No, that's not in the best interest of the company.
It depends on what you define as your interest of the company.
But you're misusing your freedom, right? Or misleading your company even by doing all of these things during the company time, because you're paid.
I disagree.
You're being paid a certain amount of money for the 9 to 5, right? So they expect you every single hour. You're being paid to do certain things. It
depends on the job. At some point, the job is not you need to work. I think, at least, and we might disagree on this. I think some employers would disagree, but at some point, it's not on what you're doing from 9 to 5. It's your output for projects, for things. You need to deliver on certain things. How you deliver on it should not have to matter that much, as long as it's done by a certain time, or done to a certain level of satisfaction.
I agree. I agree there, but that's indeed that's a different viewpoint, right?
Any employer that is measuring by time, so you need to work that full 9 to 5. It's on some bullshit, in my opinion. That's why.
No, but it depends on the job. It depends on the job.
Depends on certain jobs. What you're saying is the right way to go.
Depends on the job.
Shouldn't, like, a certain jobs, you're actually doing yourself a disservice if you're gonna fucking nitpick your employees.
Exactly.
If someone is getting everything they need to get done by the time they need to get it done, then finish. Let them get 100%. It done. If you feel like, oh, they have all this extra time left, then you give them more shit to do.
But right? I feel like a lot of jobs do not require you to check on if your employee mouse is moving at all times.
The kind of jobs where there would be a mouse, maybe not, but there's definitely jobs where slacking off is a problem.
If you work in a factory,
need to constantly be.
If you work in a factory and you're slacking off, you're getting killed because you.
Yes, but
so it's different. It's different levels to it. I agree, but if you need to check if somebody is looking at the camera or the mouse is wiggling all the time,
but also
are not.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. I think you get to a certain point in time, like in the times we live in currently, right, where you have to use certain parameters to monitor your employees to know whether they're performing well or not, right? Work. Because you're doing remote work. Normally, you're at the company, like at the office, so the manager can monitor you from the office, like they can pass by and talk to you face to face. But now that connection is gone, and they have to use other methods to analyze.
I think what he's saying is you have output metrics, right? So at the end of the day, if the metrics of the output is there, then you know that they did their job because the output is there. My point is you don't always have that though, depending on the nature of the job. Have that, right? Yeah. If you're doing someone, for example, that has moderation. Content moderation, for example. So the people who have to like watch videos to see whether they should be allowed to be uploaded or something like that.
But you have output metrics for that as well.
How? In what sense?
Because you check by
the speed that which is taken down.
Not only the speed with which stuff is taken down, but if stuff is taken down accurately. How many mistakes do you have? So you have output metrics. That's what I mean.
But it's the type of thing. It's not the same thing as where
speed and
but it's not the type of thing where you have to get something done by a certain time and then put that out, and if it's done and out by the time finished, it's the type of thing where it's never too good. You're never going to be too good. No. So you always have to be. So if someone is slacking at all in that area, that will be a problem. Mm-hmm. But telling me like, our metrics are good. I don't give a fuck about our metrics are good. You are as an individual.
Yes, individual.
You should have to make sure.
But in that case, the metrics for me, and I might be wrong, but this is just what I'm arguing at the moment. For me, the metrics are there. You check at the speed of which, for moderation specifically, the speed at which stuff is taken down, the accuracy, and how much stuff in general, like in a 24-hour period or the workday period, how much stuff are they taking down? Is there an average for the department or company? Does that person hit that average of speed, of accuracy, and of amount? If no, then you have a conversation. You do not have to check somebody's screen for that.
No, you do. You're wrong. You have to check somebody's screen because if I also need to know to what degree, how much resources do I need to get a certain output? So you need to measure how much. If I'm not checking your screen, I don't know how hard you work to get this done. So if you're only using, hold on, if I'm checking your screen, if you really want to go crazy, I'm checking your screen, I'm looking at how often you're doing something else. Let's say all together over the course of the day, you spend 2 hours doing some other shit, right? 2 hours doing some other shit, but you got everything. Let's say we have certain metrics for all our agents, right? And you hit all of them.
You're top.
But you hit them with 2 hours less. That tells me that my metrics here are too low. Yeah, I should put the KPIs higher, and companies do this.
Yeah, and that's fair.
If we beat certain metrics, so our expectations were too low. We should put them higher.
Yeah, but you don't. Why? You don't need to see the screen for that. You don't need to see the screen. No, but because if you hit the metrics often enough, it's like talking about. It's like going to the gym. No, but we're talking. It's like going to the gym. If you hit enough reps at a certain weight, at some point I need to up the weight.
No, but that's the thing. But that's the thing. Yeah. But I think Jeff. No. I think where the discrepancy lies is that you think that. So if you have other things you could look at, right, that could give you a more comprehensive, understanding of how a person or your employee works, right? Yeah. It could help you to make a more informed decision or adjustment, like he said, right? That's the point. That's the issue nowadays, because you can't do that at the office.
It depends on the nature of the job.
Yes, of course. It depends on the nature. Like other variables, of course, like you have to take that into consideration. But there's a point, or there's I think a valid reason to also monitor, those other elements to make it a more holistic.
With this example,
it depends on the nature of the job. A job where volume and quantity is very important for the company. Yeah. Putting out more, this is going to be very important. Or handling more, like customer care. We should handle more volume as much as possible. Especially
that was my point.
If there's always, if you're in the type of customer care department where there's always someone waiting, there's always a waiting list. Yeah. Then anything that increases the.
But for me, everything you're saying does not require me to have to see your.
No, but Jeff, I think
if there's if there's always somebody in waiting. That means that somebody or the whole department is slacking. So everybody's targets needs to go up so that we don't have people in waiting.
No. Oh, yeah, well, I see what maybe you're getting stuck on the specific example of looking at the screen.
No,
maybe not specifically that, but you have to
other stuff in monitoring. Like for me, it is, and this is a broader discussion and we're derailing from the earlier thing. There's a data hungriness with companies that I think is unnecessary in most. And I'm not saying all, but most, if not almost all cases. You do not need all the data for everything at all the time because you're just filling hard drives with unnecessary information. You need to have specific, well-taught, and this is what I mean with good manager. A good manager knows I need this and this and this data point from this whole big set of information.
Yeah, but one of them is going to include how much time is someone spending actually working,
and also
that makes sense,
Jeff,
for the specific role. That makes sense.
Also think about if you have a more colored picture of how an employee functions, right? If that person, for instance, makes mistakes, a lot of mistakes, right, and you see in the data points, right, that there's a certain reason because you monitored that data, right? You can also pinpoint. Okay, so I think we have to work on that with this employee, right? Those the clicks help, but we're getting.
I feel like you can personally. I feel like you can get that information, which you actually are completely correct on. I feel like you can get most, if not all, that information. There's a tiny bit that you might need to have clicks for. You can get that from output if you just check the output. Somebody needs to check the output. A manager needs to check, okay, what work have you done? Is it all right?
You have to check. We're saying you have to check both. If I say that the output is you took this many calls in a day, you handled on average, the average call time was this much. That's output. But now I also want to know how you did this. Like what
okay, then we disagree. I think that is output as well.
Oh, okay, fine.
Because the report you write after you have handled a customer, I assume in customer service.
You need to write a report.
Yeah, you need to write a report. That is output. I would read that report or check a couple, do a stab at what
sample,
sample size, and I will read a couple reports and see, okay, most of them are handled well or not, and based on I will give you feedback. The one thing that, and we're now having a managers maybe discussion there. One thing that I think managers miss in a lot of this stuff, and it's maybe a little bit naive, is they need to be able to trust. Like you need to let people have a tiny bit of reign or a tiny bit of freedom to do what they can do. Because people will show, maybe that's an optimistic way of thinking, but people will show you creative ways of handling stuff. Maybe somebody's not good at handling certain stuff. Maybe they will talk to another colleague, get tips from them, or find another way through which they can handle stuff even better. You do not have to be there and check everything.
Yeah, but this is the cat and mouse game between employers and employees, and so much of this also, it's the type of industry you're in.
It's so much variables.
It's the type of people you hire. It's the, when you hire, and this is gonna offend some people, but it is very well proven. If you hire people that are more higher educated and are doing more the kind of jobs that require higher education.
Let's call it low skilled and high skilled.
Low skilled, high. Well, education is also just education. Yeah. I'm not saying smart or not smart. I'm just purely the level of education. The level of education, college degree, whatever.
You're not necessarily smart if you have higher education.
Yeah. Just purely higher education. You see that you do need a less monitoring, right? Than if you're just monitoring some people who work at McDonald's. Or like at a grocery store.
You need to double check that more.
You need to check that more. Right? But people...
They need more management.
Yeah, because data has actually shown that you have more so of a problem the other way around, where in a lot of high-ranking professions, people overwork themselves without the manager saying anything. They are constantly on their phone and always doing something without anyone asking them to do that.
Which is another problem. Yeah,
so it also depends very much on what type of work it is, right? If people really identify with their job and see that as who they are, that this is who you don't have to manage nothing. They'll be constantly on it. But if it's a job where someone just, if it's a job where you hire mostly students who are doing the shit part-time, very different type of situation.
You need to double check them.
You see what I'm saying? So it also depends very much on that.
And maybe another thing, the people that put too much in certain jobs, that just always perplexes me.
Why?
I understand you being into your job to a big degree and wanting to do more and everything and wanting to be active, show yourself, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. But there's a point where you go into overwork, near burnout. Burnout is a European thing, I think.
Burnout is fiction. Burnout doesn't exist.
I do not think burnout is fictional.
Let's not do that. I think it's wise to stay clear of
burnout isn't real. It's made up.
Okay. Go on.
Working yourself to that level. God damn.
Jeff, what you were saying?
Working yourself to that level means you just have an unhealthy relationship with whatever you're doing. Like, if it's an obsession. It's just like when people play video games too much, do a certain thing like working out or sporting or some other thing too much. It's an obsession, and you need to be careful.
It's either you call it. You could call it an obsession. You could also call it a purpose. Like it depends on the relationship.
Here's what I think. Let me tell you this.
Yeah.
If we have an artist, a music artist, who is constantly working on their music, no one would say that they're overworked. Or they're doing. People say, "Oh, he's an artist and he cares about his art." Yeah. But if someone does that with accounting, then suddenly they're a workaholic or they're overworking. Maybe he's as passionate about accounting as the other person is passionate about music. Okay. It's that people don't believe that that's possible for something as accounting.
For me,
but it is.
For me, anybody who releases too much or is doing too much music. We've talked about this before. You guys don't agree, but I feel sometimes you need to sit the fuck down and stop releasing shit.
Not about release. But it's not about release. It's about working on music. Sometimes you need something with music.
Sometimes you need to stop. Go see that kid that you have not seen in weeks, months.
Fuck that kid.
So you need to go to your girlfriend, wife, whatever. Go hang out with her. Get some fresh, because. Purpose, I understand purpose, but I see purpose as different.
I mean, it's not. I don't. Everything.
We disagree maybe on what purpose, how a purpose looks like. I think purpose is yes, you're into something, you're working on it, you're dedicated, you're doing a lot on it, but you see that it's for me, it's something you don't get bored of. Something you can be woken up or talk forever about, but that does not necessarily mean that you do. That's the only thing you do. You wake up purpose.
No, but
and
that's the
purpose.
thing. But that's the thing, Jeff. I think, and to continue on with this.
You
with
lazy
this example,
is really
right?
what he's saying.
That's basically what he's saying. Basically.
No,
because
no.
think about it. No,
I disagree.
Like,
I disagree. It's not laziness.
Seriously, no. In all jokes aside, right? All jokes
balance.
aside,
It's
if
balance.
I think to like the African artists, right? Rema, for instance, right? I think he mentioned recently that he's been working for a decade, right? I don't know if that's correct, but for at least a decade, like straight, right? Back to back.
You think he didn't take a little break?
No vacations,
for like a day or something to clear his head.
But I mean, because okay, let's say he did one day, but I mean,
That's enough.
Think about working a whole week, 60 hours, 70, right? 70 hours back to back, because you know if you work hard enough, you'll get this massive stage, this world stage, and you have to perform then, right?
And
this is being an artist, right?
Yes.
This is accepted. Like this been how the music business works, right?
Yes.
If you want to be at the top of the game, right, you have to put in the hours. Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And after those 60 hours, after that period, or in between, there's periods of rest because you cannot do
what
without
I'm saying
it.
is what I was trying to say with the example of the account is that if someone does that with music, people get it because people like music and people like the idea of making music and think someone would like making music.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is there are people who are obsessed with accounting in their free time. What was the example?
Have you seen those shit?
What was the example? There was there's a scene in the show Better Call Saul. I'm promising it makes sense.
I haven't seen.
Great show. There's a scene where one of the main character, the brother of the main character, I forget his name right now, Charles, I want to say. He talks about, they're pitching their law firm. They're about to get this huge client for this law firm, right? And they're pitching themselves versus the other firm. And he makes the point, he says, listen, I read, it's for a corporate entity, right? And they're going to be their legal representatives. And he says, listen, I'm the type of dude who reads earnings reports for fun. Like, that's what I do. In the morning, I read earnings reports.
That's different.
And
I see that as
that's
different.
what I want to do.
That is purpose.
This is but that's what I'm saying. If someone is a lawyer or an accountant, and I've met people like this.
Yes.
Who that's just what they're interested in.
That is
So
purpose.
in their free time,
Yeah.
that's what they want to watch a documentary about, the news, read. They're not interested in.
What I'm saying
Talking about this beach. I don't want to go. I don't like beaches.
No. But that's different because you read those things to get rest, to relax. That's your way of relaxation. I'm saying the workaholics do not have that. They are just stressing themselves out working, and they don't have the break.
How do you see who's who? That's the trick. How do you see who's who?
That I don't know. I don't know. But there's a
both
fine
can
line.
live in the same space, my guy.
There is a way. Look, there is such a thing as overworking. It does exist, of course.
Yeah.
You've seen it.
I don't think they can live in the same space. I cannot see it myself. But those that overwork and stress themselves out, I have seen it. Again, when I was in Asia, I saw a couple people. There was even a student around us that killed himself. We shouldn't have used that word on the internet because stuff gets hit down. But because he overworked himself, and I saw him getting too much into shit. It's a different view. It's a different kind of person than when somebody loves and is obsessed by something.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like
I'm saying who's who.
They become, and it's different. Is that those kind of people, and I think a lot of people fall very close to that, need to take a break. That with your music example, people are sometimes lovers of the music, like you said, the accountant dude was into that. But at some point, they will take that day off and then still think about music. They will play music for fun, but it's a day off from grinding for the success. You're still doing it. You're still enjoying the shit, but it's a day off from grinding to the success. You're just enjoying the thing that you enjoy. It's something else. That's what I mean.
I think there's a method to the madness. I think there is.
I do not know what the method is yet.
It's like it is like you said, like going to the gym. It's like physical exercise. It's like okay, you need rest days, but there is a way to push yourself as hard and as far as you can. I do think if you want to see progress faster, you're going to have to do that. If you don't, that's cool. You can go fucking take your vacations and
a decent rest day is still working out, but doing walks. It's like working out lighter. It's a decent rest day. You're still doing the same thing, but you're allowing yourself to breathe and enjoy the thing you're still doing. That's the thing mostly. But long discussions, wild tangents. Anything else we want to tackle.
Yeah, I think we hit it all.
Yeah.
I think we hit it all.
Yeah, that was a good one, I think.
Definitely.
We're keeping this one a little short because the episodes have been long. Like, bro, some of them have been 2 hours. Editing that shit is a mess, but also I don't know if people like them. So we're going to do a couple short ones to try. So this was it for today. We were the Three Angry Men. I'm Jeffrey.
Danke.
Oliver.
You guys switched time. Like last time you went first, and then he and. But y'all figured it. Y'all figured it out. Y'all figured it out. Okay.
You hating on us?
Yeah, for no reason. Man. No reason.
All right. Thank you for listening. We can be found on YouTube. We have a Twitter page that I haven't updated in a while. Instagram and other places. And please respond with topics you want us to talk about. Talk about what we have talked about in the comments. Do you agree with us? Do you not? We will maybe not respond. Maybe we do. Most likely not. And we'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.
Jeff, seriously, Jeff.
No, they have had beefs in the comments, and we have not been responding to anything.
Oh, really?
Yeah. On the last Kendrick one, and also on later discussions, they be beefing with each other.